Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey guys, I have really missed you. It has been a minute since I have sent out a podcast, but life has been so busy. But life is such a great thing. And I want to talk about it because we're entering this holiday season. It's right after Thanksgiving. It's time to get into the hustle and bustle of preparing for Christmas and the New Year. And it's so exciting. But for those who it is not exciting for, I want you to know that that is okay too. You know, life is not about any certain point in time in your life. It's about your whole life. And I know sometimes people get depressed around this time of year, but I want you to know that you are loved. And you don't have to be depressed, because if you are depressed, then you need to step out and help someone else, because that will take your depression right away, because there is always someone that is worse off than you are. And if you take a little bit of your time to help a person that is worse off than you are, then it will bring joy to you both. And then you both will have a spark of this love and this season the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be happy. There are many reasons that we can find to be depressed. Okay, I can find a reason to be depressed if I just wanted to be depressed, but I don't want to be depressed. For instance, you guys know that lost both of my parents in 2022. So this is my second Christmas without my parents. Of course, I can find a reason to be depressed about that, but why would I? Why would I be depressed about the parents that gave me best Christmases ever? They lived their life, and they lived their life to the fullest, and they lived their life together. I am proud to call myself their daughter. That in itself should give me inspiration to not be depressed and to try to make this season the way that they have always made it for everyone else. You know, I'm not the first person to lose my parents. They lost their parents and they went on. And anything that you can find to be depressed about, you must go on. And I know some things is harder. For instance, if your child is no longer here this year, that is something that can definitely depress you. But you know what you should do is go out and find a child who has lost their mother and connect with them on a level that probably only you and that child can connect with. There's always something that you can do to get yourself out of depression. And oh Lord, please don't even think about not continuing on. You know, this is a big season for suicide. My goodness, think about your people around you. You know, my son had an incident where he went under in a kayak, and he was hard-headed. He didn't have no life vest on. Oh my goodness, just the thought of him fighting for his life brings tears to my eyes. But he made it. He made it. He was with his wife. They both did all that they could to make sure that he made it. My son said that the current was heavy and it was pushing him. And, in an instance, it seemed like an instance to us, but a lot of stuff goes on in that instance. So he told me that while he was fighting for his life, that he had a conversation with God. I raised both of my children I wouldn't say that we went to church every Sunday. I would say that my mother was over the children's choir, and so they would go on holidays, say their speech, be in a play, or just be there on the holidays. So they didn't get that deep religious background as I had grew up with. And so, even though we prayed on the way to school, we did a lot of things at home, and they watched how I lived, even though I am not perfect by any means, but I'm always looking out for other people. I don't want to do anything to hurt anyone. I don't want to offend anyone. And I always am trying, even though I don't ever think that none of us can be perfect, but I am always trying to be perfect to my fellow people. And I give that credit to God, that praise to God, because some of you people can just snatch my religion sometime. And I say that even though, I believe religion is man-made and that you need a personal relationship with God. But anyway, my son is not one that always have given thanks and praise to God. And that's okay, because he has to find his own way. Hopefully, he finds the way in his personal relationship that he needs to have to get him through. But anyway, I just want to talk about, in that instance, he had a conversation with God, or Supreme Being, or whatever you want to call it, because this is what he said. He was like, oh my God, is this it? In the conversation, I guess it wasn't it. And I can't remember verbatim every word that he said that he had a conversation with God about. But however, it made him fight, 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 fight to live. And one thing that he told me, and it made me feel magnificent, was I knew that if I didn't make it, that you would be so hurt. He said that to me, that I would be so hurt if he didn't make it. And by golly, he is right. I would have been devastated, because never do I think that a parent should have to bury their children, even though it happens. And I know that it is a very, very, very hard pill to swallow. And it's very, very hard to get through it and to get over it, because anything that my kids go through, I take it personal and I relate it to me of how I raised them, even though this instant didn't have nothing to do with how I raised them, because he really should have had on the life jacket, but he didn't. And he's a grown man. So therefore, his wife also, she could not bear the fact that he was down there fighting for his life. And so she screamed to the top of her lungs, help, 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 help. And they came and they helped him, even though he had fought his way out before they even got to him. And I am so thankful for that. So he had fought his way out. He made it. They were safe. I said this because, in marriage, Of course, there's good times, there's bad times, there's times, and just times. But anyway, I was happy because I said, no matter what goes on, she loves you and you love her because you fought to live, to be with her, and was so happy when it was over and you guys could be together. And she loves you because she fought and fought and fought and screamed and screamed and screamed so someone could come help you. You guys are not going to kill each other because you love each other and you want each other to live. Then my daughter-in-law told me that one of the things that went through her mind at the time also was that, how will I tell my mother-in-law? Which I want to drop that in-law stuff because I don't have a daughter. She's my only daughter. So she's just my daughter, even though she's married to my son. I'm going to say daughter-in-law for you guys, but it's just my daughter. And so if I say my daughter, that's what I'm talking about. My daughter-in-law. Anyway, she said that she could not imagine having to tell me that something had happened to my son. So, with that being said, a lot of other things went through their mind, of course, about each other, about everything. But it was just an instance. But guess what? I am so very happy that I was included in the thought process and that I was inspirational to the living of life. I want to be inspirational to every last one of you because life is wonderful. It is depressing sometime to each and every one of us. I get depressed, but after you have your little pity party, and that's what it is because you are awesome. You are awesome of who you are. You are awesome. Even if you made a mistake, it's a mistake. That's why the word was invented. A mistake. But you know what? We get a new day every morning that we wake up. We get a new day to start over. Stop looking back because if you keep on looking back, then you can't see what's in front of you. And if you quit, then you're done and you can never see the glorious end that will have been your whole life. Your whole life. If you are depressed, go help somebody because that will show you and do you a world of good. It is an amazing thing. That thing called help that will help you and the other person who is depressed and just bring you right out of it. And then the next day, you get another chance. Every time you lay your head down and you wake up, yeah, sometimes the problem is still there in the morning because guess what? You didn't do nothing about it. So therefore, instead of saying, oh, this happened to me, of course, learn from the lesson because that is what is happening for you, even though sometimes feels like it is detrimental. But you still, as long as there is breath in your body, can pick up, move on, and make things better. That is why we rest and wake up rejuvenated to start again. Sometimes it wasn't so great yesterday, but today is going to be a better day. Today is worth me living to get to another day. They're not all going to be great. They're not all going to be perfect. Probably none of them are going to be perfect. Some more perfect than others. But keep on keeping on. Keep on moving forward. Keep on going till you get to the end and see all the remarkable things that happen on the way. Even when you are in biblical terms. Like that movie I asked you guys to watch a long time ago. It's called The Chosen, and it is on the Angel Network. A couple of seasons is on Netflix. But, okay, so it's the story of Jesus and how he goes. It's very inspirational. Mary, she backslides. She falls. She goes to the bar. She's gambling and she's drinking. And then she's ashamed. She's ashamed that backslid. You know, they call it backsliding. But she's ashamed that she backslid back into gambling and drinking and stuff. And do you know, Jesus sent people out to look for her because he's like, where's Mary? Where's Mary? We need to go find her, whatever goes on. So they found her. And she's hiding because she's feeling bad about, backsliding. And they bring her back to Jesus. And do you know what he said? He said, did you ever think that you weren't going to backslide again? Did you ever think that you were just going to be perfect after this? He was like, no, this is a process. So if you backslide, that's what happened. Okay. But get up and get back to where you were. It's okay. It is okay that you backslid and then you realized it and then you said, this is not where I want to be. I want to go back to where I was before I backslid, because I can do that because I am amazing and I did it before. I can do it again. And baby, I don't have to backslide anymore and feel this guilt and this shame and all of these feelings that come with that backsliding. So what? It happens. It's just like when you fall. You get up and you brush yourself off and you keep on going. There is a song, I'm sure maybe a lot of you have heard it. It's called We Fall Down, But We Get Up. And it's by Donnie McClurkin. And it's kind of a religious song, but it is so inspirational because we do fall down. We are human. But as long as we get back up, we will be okay. So do not think of ending anything. It is not your right to end your life because it was a gift to you. And how rude of you to just throw away the gift that was so graciously given to you and not make the best of this gift called life. It's a wonderful gift. And the thing about it is, you can do so much with it. It's all about what you do with this gift of life. It is totally up to you how much effort that you want to put into it, because that is what you're going to get out. You're going to live your life to what you prepare for, how you deal with things that happen to you, and how you plan to go on. It is not always the easiest thing because hills can be hard. Mountains to climb can be hard. But once we have made it to the top, we are so excited and feel so accomplished. And that's how you have to look at the things that happen to you in life. It's just a hurdle. That's all it is. Love your life. Be able to pick up the pieces no matter what happens. There is people that started out life in a horrible predicament. I met a young girl. Oh my God. And I feel like it was such a blessing for me to be able to meet her. Lately I just been stepping and letting my steps be guided by where I should be and what I should see and who I should talk to. I was giving someone a break that at work that was on that was watching someone who had tried to commit suicide. Oh my goodness. When I hear of someone trying to commit suicide, it is like somebody stabbed me in my heart because I know what life can bring. I know that life is not going to be sad all the time, that there will be some happy parts that will come to you. Just give it a chance. But you cannot be happy all the time. You have to go through some things to grow. And that's what you look at. This is what I went through to grow. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to be a better person because of it. So let's talk about this young lady. So she had tried to commit suicide because she had met a guy, and I mean, she was under 20, let's say. She had met a guy, and he kind of like swept her off her feet. But he had been in a bad situation before he even met her, which she said should have been a red flag. But I'm not going to say that that should have been a red flag because people change. But you go by how they treat you. And you don't rush into trusting in the beginning. People need to gain your trust. And she allowed herself, but she got pregnant and she already had a child. She thought he was going to marry her. He asked to marry her and everything. And she was so happy. And he asked to marry her one day. And then 2 days later, he got a new girlfriend. She's pregnant. This is very devastating. And it's very devastating for a young woman who already had been in the system as a child, had difficult life in foster care homes. She finally found a good family that loves her and they treat her as if they had spawned her themselves. They want to do everything that they can to help her. And so when she tried to commit suicide because of this idiot guy, of course, the mother was devastated because when your children feel pain, and I'm going to say that this was her child because she loves this child as she had birthed this child herself. This is her daughter. It's so devastating that they want to do everything they can to help. And then the pain of this child trying to, well, she's not even a child because she has a child. So that qualifies you all of a sudden to an adult because you have done adult things. It's hurting the mother as well. And so you want to do everything you can. And then when she tried to hurt herself or harm herself because of some idiot man, he is never worth your life. Never, ever, ever can another person be worth you losing your life because your life is so special to you that you cannot let anyone take that away from you or make you feel like you don't want to exist anymore. They are poof, nothing. Not even worth the ground that you walk on because they are idiots and they did not respect the love that you were trying to give them, which is no reflection on you. It is amazing that you were even trying to love this person who did this craziness. Now, in all of this, the only mistake that I see that this beautiful young lady made is to have unprotected sex, which created a baby. But all of that is said and done. So, after the fact, and now you have a child in your belly, and now you found out that the guy is an idiot, we got to move on from here. The child did not ask to be here. This is something that you did. And so now we have to start from this point. This point says that now you're about to have 2 children. And this point says everything that happened was because this is what you did. So now you have to be an adult and you have to accept the facts and we have to move forward because this is how it is. And there's no looking back because now we got to look forward. We got 2 kids that need to be taken care of and they need a mother. And they are looking to you to protect them. So how are you going to not be here for them? We have to think and we have to know that nothing on this earth is worth us taking our own life because there is so much joy and so much love that you are passing up by doing this. And you are hurting the people that already love you. So please, guys, if you feel any way depressed during this holiday season, get up and go help someone else. And it will help you, and it will help them, and it will make your holiday season that much brighter, and it will give you that much more hope. Now, thank you for listening to me. I always, always love you guys so much, and I am going to try not to be away for so long, but of course, life is life. I go through things too, and I think that I'll tell you about that the next time because, oh my goodness, there were some things going on in my life. Keep on stepping, keep on moving forward, and here we are today. Love you all. Happy holiday season, shopping, everything. Stay safe, and remember to love each other, love yourself, and stop looking back and focus on forward, where we need to go and how we want to be. Love you guys. You can listen to me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Listen Now, Pandora, YouTube, Spotify, Google Music, Amazon Music. Wherever you like to listen, you can listen to me. Have a great day. Have a great week. And I'll talk to you again soon. Mwah! Have a wonderful life. Bye.